Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code Vikas10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Let's move to some one-liners. First is banking and finance. CCI has approved Nippon Steel Corporation's acquisition of Kurosaki Harima Corporation. So Nippon Steel will be acquiring Kurosaki Corporation. Then SBI State Bank of India promotes India-Israel trade in rupees as FTA talks gain momentum. FTA is your free trade agreement. Then first meeting of the Payments Regulatory Board held under the RBI Governor Sanjay Malhotra. Then Exim Bank, that is your Export and Import Bank of India, has raised $1 billion through dual tranche US dollar bonds in the first 2026 debt issue. Then India's GDP projected to grow by 9% in FY26 as per the data released by Indra. Then DICGC has issued 5% of bank deposit fund balance to raise 2.29 lakh crore as of March 2025. Then State Bank of India again, they have launched first global capability center in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Then Goldman Sachs projected India's GDP growth at 8% in FY27. Amazon Pay, they have launched fixed deposits through app in partnership with NBFCs and various banks. And IDFC First Bank, they have launched Zero Forex Diamond Reserve Credit Card for global travelers. Then some national affairs students. UIDAI, they have launched a mascot by the name UDAI to make services more people friendly. This is a new mascot that has been unveiled by them. Then India became the first country to commercially produce bio-bitumen for sustainable road construction. Then Naguri Ashwagandha gets the GI tag. Then Simply Learn, they have partnered with India AI Mission. This was launched by MEITY to launch UA AI for all foundational course. Then New Delhi World Bank Fair 2026 began at Bharat Mandapam, which is in New Delhi. Then Uttarakhand Police has topped the ICGS 2.0 ranking. New reed snake species Calamaria mizoraменsis discovered in Mizoram, and on the name of Mizoram state only it was named. Then India Energy Week 2026 to be held in Goa from 27 to 30th of January. India's first fully paperless district judiciary inaugurated in Kallapitta, Kerala, and I gave you this homework also yesterday, important one. Then Bengaluru has topped India's 2025 women friendly cities ranking for safety and employment. Then some appointments and resignation. Justice Revati Mohite Dere sworn in as the first women Chief Justice of Meghalaya High Court. Then Soman Sen sworn in as the new Chief Justice of the Kerala High Court. Then Meta appointed Dinah Powell McCormick as President and Vice Chairman. Justice A. Mohammad Mustaq sworn in as the 24th Chief Justice of Sikkim High Court. Prakash appointed the CEO of Health Insurance Ecosystem by General Insurance Council. Then next is Ida Liu appointed as the CEO of HSBC Private Bank. Then Bala Subramaniam assumed the charge as the Chairman of Atomic Energy Regulatory Board. Then Ramesh Kumar Juneja assumed the charge as the Chairman of the Council for Leather Exports. So these are certain one-liners. Now let's move to the main content. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we are discussing important current affairs for banking and finance for December month. This is the part 1 of this video. We will be discussing part 2 later on. Let's start. The first question is, identify the organization that has approved $475.8 million in loans in November for the healthcare in Assam and ecotourism development in the Meghalaya state. So identify that organization that has approved this $475.8 million loan. It is Asian Development Bank. Take a note of this. And this is for the development in the Meghalaya region, so that healthcare in Assam and ecotourism in Meghalaya can be developed. Next, name the interoperable net banking platform launched by NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited in November to simplify the digital banking and transform the merchant payments. So name that interoperable net banking platform that was launched by NPCI Bharat Bill Payment Limited. Which is it? It is Banking Connect. Take a note of this. This platform was introduced during the Global FinTech Festival of 2025 in the presence of RBI Governor. Moving on. Choose the private sector bank that faced 91 lakh rupees penalty from RBI in November for the violations including non-compliance with the Banking Regulation Act of 1949. So choose that private sector bank. It is HDFC Bank. Next, select the company that secured 1,280 crore rupees green loan from DBS Bank India in November to develop sustainable intelligent park project in Gurugram, Haryana. So this will be an IT park, correct? And the loan amount is 1,280 crore rupees. So which is that company that secured this amount? It is Tata Realty and Infrastructure Limited. This is on SPR Road, that is Southern Peripheral Road in Gurugram, Haryana. Correct. This loan was taken by which organization? It was taken by Tata Realty and Infrastructure Limited. It was taken from whom? It was taken from DBS Bank. Next, identify the public sector bank that has signed a memorandum of understanding with the State Bank of India in November to establish a center of excellence for strategic leadership in project financing across India. So identify that public sector bank. It is Bank of India. Take a note. Moving on, RBI released the National Strategy for Financial Inclusion 25 to 30 in December. Mark the option that is not included under its 5 Panch Jyoti objective. So among the following, which is not included here, it is your enhancing monetary policy transmission is not included in this. Next, in December, RBI has released the annual report of the Ombudsman scheme. Mark the correct statement regarding the following. If we look at the options here, among the following, all the 3 of them are rightly mentioned. Next, identify the correct statement regarding the 3 major loan approvals signed between India and Asian Development Bank in December. If we look at the options here, we have to find the incorrect statement. So A is right, B is right, C is wrongly mentioned, which is our answer. C is saying that ABD, Asian Development Bank, has approved $210 million loan for Gujarat and to fund the state skill development program. Is it so? For Gujarat, the loan amount is not 210 but $110 million for state skill development program. Next, which of the following banks were identified as domestically systematic important bank, that is your DSIBs for 2025 by Reserve Bank of India? So among the following, State Bank of India, HDFC Bank and ICICI, these are considered DSIBs, that is domestic systematically important banks. These are considered too big to fail. Moving on, name that asset management company that received the SEBI's approval in December to launch a 10,000 crore rupees IPO. So which is that company? It is ICICI Prudential Asset Management Company. Moving on, next is which company has received the approval from RBI in December to operate as a payment aggregator cross-border for inward and outward remittance under the Payments and Settlement Act of 2007. So which is the company we are talking about here? It is Razorpay Software Private Limited. Next, in December, SEBI, they have introduced Swagat FI framework under SEBI regulations to allow low-risk foreign investors easier participation in the Indian securities market. Question is, in Swagat, what does W stands for? So what is the full form of Swagat here? Swagat is what? Single window, automatic and generalized access for trusted foreign investors. And W here stands for window. Next, which organization has launched an insurance product, that is Protection Plus Plan 886 and Bima Kavach Plan 887 in December to enhance financial security and offer flexible savings or pure risk cover option? So which organization we are talking about here? It is Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC. Next, which bank has signed a memorandum of understanding with NPCI International Payment Limited in December to enable UPI interface KHQR based cross-border digital payment between India and Cambodia? So which bank we are talking about here? It is Ekleda Bank PLC. Correct? And this is one of the first publicly listed commercial bank of Cambodia. Moving on, name the bank that partnered with Ruti, part of the Catalyst platform, in December to launch FPO Shakti, that is a financing facility aimed at strengthening the farmer producer organization, right? So which is that bank that partnered with Ruti? correct? And they have together launched FPO Shakti, that is a financing facility that will be strengthening the FPOs, that is farmer producer organizations. So which is the bank we are talking about here? It is HSBC India. Next, name the payments bank that became the first in India to receive RBI's in principle approval for conversion into a small finance bank in December. So name that payments bank. Which is the payment bank we are talking about? It is Fino Payment Bank Limited. Next, choose the bank that partnered with LIC in December to sign a strategic bancassurance deal at boosting the insurance accessibility and supporting India's vision of insurance for all 2047. So which is the bank? It is Yes Bank, and they have partnered here with whom? With LIC in December for a bancassurance deal. Next is identify the organization that received the SEBI's in principle approval in December for registering the Rajmarg Infra Investment Trust as an infrastructure investment trust, that is an InvIT. So this Rajmarg Infra Investment Trust has been now listed as InvIT. So identify that organization that received the SEBI's approval here. It is NHAI, National Highways Authority of India. Moving on, what is the name of the premium Rupee metal credit card launched by Punjab National Bank in December to strengthen their presence in the high value credit card segment? So what is the name of the premium Rupee metal credit card? It is Lakshura. Next, in December, SEBI, they have launched Prava in partnership with NSE and Care Edge ratings to prevent misleading past performance claims by the regulated entities in this system. What does the letter V stands for? Here the letter V stands for what? It stands for verification, right? Prava means past risk and return verification agency. Next is IFC, International Finance Corporation. They have invested $50 million to establish India's first fully integrated battery materials manufacturing facility under GFCL Electric Vehicles Products Limited as announced in December. So IFC invested $50 million. Next, how much amount of monetary penalty did RBI impose on Jammu and Kashmir Bank Limited for violations of Banking Regulations Act provisions and RBI directions? So how much monetary penalty was imposed? It was 99.3 lakh rupees of monetary penalty that was imposed by RBI on Jammu and Kashmir Bank Limited, and it was for the violation of the Banking Regulation Act. Next, identify the bank that launched the premium, that is fixed deposit backed first wow black credit card with zero forex markup. So what is this? That you go and do fixed deposit, and the amount of fixed deposit you did, it will be converted into your credit card, right? So identify that bank. Which bank we are talking about? It is IDFC First Bank. Next, name the fintech company that received the RBI approval in December to operate as a full-stack cross-border payment aggregator under Payments and Settlement Act of 2007. So name that fintech company. It is AirPay Payment Systems Services Private Limited. Next, what percentage of the global real-time payment transaction was contributed by UPI as highlighted in ACI Worldwide's Prime Time for Real-Time 2024 report referenced in December 25? So, what percentage of the global real-time payment transactions was contributed by RBI? It was almost 49, which is very huge number. Next, identify the campaign that announced identify that campaign as announced by the Ministry of Finance in December facilitated the settlement of nearly 2,000 crore rupees of unclaimed financial assets during the initial 2 months. So what is that platform or campaign name? It is Aapki Poonji Aapka Adhikar, Your Money Your Right campaign, where the unclaimed dividend, unclaimed money was settled here. Next, RBI's master direction titled RBI Direction of 25 permitting both residents and non-residents to undertake rupee denominated interest rate derivative transactions will come into effect from 1st of March 2026 onwards. Next is identify the company whose insurance subsidiary secured a corporate agency license from IRDAI in December. It is Sahaj Insurance Service Private Limited. Next, choose the organization that launched India's multi-currency travel card with no annual fees in December. Which is it? It is Wise, right? They have launched this multi-currency travel card
with no annual fees. That means you use it, there will be no annual fees on this card. It was initially announced at the Global FinTech Festival that was held in Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, identify the card network used by the IndusInd Bank GOBP Mobility Plus credit card, a co-branded fuel and lifestyle credit card launched in December. So identify that card network. The card network here is that we are talking about is RuPay. Border Road Organization project that inaugurated in December 2025, that is located on the Durbuk Shiok Daulat Beg Oldie Road along the line of actual control in the eastern Ladakh. So it is Shiok Tunnel. This is the project of the Border Road Organization. And this is Shiok Tunnel. It is a 920-meter long tunnel, correct? That is line on the line of actual control, LAC. Next, which state became the first in India to digitize 100% of its voter rolls under the Special Intensive Revision 2026 as reported in December? So it is Rajasthan state, right? They became the first state in India that has digitized 100% of their voter rolls. Very important, students. Next, name in December, the government of India has announced that India's nuclear power generation capacity will rise from the existing 8,780 megawatts to 9,480 megawatts by the end of FY26. Question is, by which year is India expected to achieve a nuclear power generation capacity of 21,880 megawatt? It is by the year 2032. Also, the target here is to achieve 100 gigawatt by the year 2047. This means, right, 100 gigawatt by the year 2047. Next is, in December, the Department of Telecommunication announced the mandatory SIM binding for major mobile communication applications to curb digital frauds under the Telecom Cybersecurity Amendment Rules. What is the full form of the term SIM here? SIM here stands for Subscriber Identity Module. Correct? And this move will safeguard the telecom identifiers and prevent large-scale cyber frauds exploiting the Indian mobile numbers. Moving on, then next is, which institution was not honored under the excellent category during the graduation award at the Apex Council meeting under the Bharat 6G mission held in December? So here, if we see, name that institution, which institution was not honored here under the excellent category. So IIT Bombay was not honored under the excellent category. Rest all of them were honored here. Moving on, identify the port authority receiving the tug. Here, where Union Minister Sarbandana Sonowal has virtually flagged off India's first all-electric green tug under Green Tug Transition Program in December. So identify that port authority. It is Deen Dayal Port Authority, right? They have recently, or we can say, here this Deen Dayal Port Authority will be receiving this tug, and Sarbandana Sonowal has recently unveiled this Green Tug Transition Program and have unveiled the first all-electric green tug. Next, name the institution that launched India's first incubator-linked Deep Tech Venture Capital Fund, that is the Y Point Venture Capital Fund, in the December month. So which is it? It is your IIT Bombay Society for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, right? This is signed of IIT Bombay, right? They have recently launched the first incubator linked deep venture fund, deep tech venture fund. So this fund or this money will be investing the money in the startups that are working on the deep tech startups. Next, identify the entity that has launched the 8th edition of the Smart India Hackathon in collaboration with All India Council for Technical Education at an event focused on innovation in space technology, renewable energy in December. So identify the entity that has launched this 8th edition of the Smart India Hackathon. So which is it? It is, what we are talking about here is Ministry of Education's Innovation Cell. Option 3 is rightly mentioned here. Correct? Next is, name the Indian state that signed an agreement with Deccan University of Australia in December to establish a Center of Excellence in Applied Artificial Intelligence. It is Telangana. Next is, which country has partnered with India in December to launch 7 collaborative green tech decarbonization projects for steel and cement sectors? It is Sweden. Then next is, identify the institution where the Center for the Development of Telematics Samgyan Technologies Foundation, established to serve as India's national hub for quantum communication, was inaugurated in December 2025. So name that IIT. It is IIT Madras. Option 4 is rightly optioned. Next is name the company that partnered with Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission in December to launch a nationwide startup acceleration program supporting India's transition to a circular economy. It is Hindustan Unilever Limited. Take a note of this. This company has partnered with Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission in December to serve, or basically to launch a nationwide startup acceleration program that will be starting, or that will be helping the startups here, right? Then next is identify the state that has launched Smart Blue Harbors initiative in December to enhance fisheries development, improve coastal infrastructure, and strengthen the national food security under the Technical Cooperation Program. So identify that state that has launched this Smart Blue Harbors initiative. It is Gujarat state. Next, where was the Google for Startups Hubs launched jointly by the government of Telangana and Google? So it was in Hyderabad, the capital city of Telangana. The focus here is on AI ventures. Here, physical infrastructure will be established, data centers will be established, and Google will also be training the individuals here. Also, Google will be supporting, Google along with the government of Telangana, they will be supporting the startups here, those who are working in the field of AI. Next, Sarbandana Sonowal has recently flagged off India's first indigenous hydrogen fuel cell vessel in December. So where did, कहाँ पर, at what location did Sarbandana Sonowal has flagged off this indigenous hydrogen fuel cell vessel? It was in Varanasi, UP. Next is which ministry organized the Bharatiya Bhasha Utsav in December at National Bal Bhavan to commemorate the birth anniversary of Mahakavi Subramanyam Bharati. So which ministry has organized this Bharatiya Bhasha Utsav? It was organized by the Ministry of Education. Then next, identify the portal launched by the Uttarakhand's Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhamiji in Dehradun to provide comprehensive information on central and state government welfare schemes. So identify that portal. The portal here is Meri Yojana portal. Then next, Union Minister Sarbandana Sonowal has virtually inaugurated the third session of the Council of International Organization for Marine Aids to Navigation in what location? It was where? It was in Mumbai, Maharashtra. So Sarbandana Sonowal virtually inaugurated the third session of the Council of International Organization for Marine Aids, that is IALA. And where was this? In Mumbai, Maharashtra. Next, which program was launched in December by the Office of the Development Commissioners for Handicrafts under the Ministry of Textiles to empower handicraft artisans across India? So it is Chopal program. This program was launched in the December. Then next is name the emperor honored through a commemorative postage stamp released by the Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan in December. So name that emperor. Emperor is Perumbigdu Muthiar II. Next, identify the stock exchange that entered into an MOU with the Department of Post in December to expand mutual fund business across the India. So which is, identify that stock exchange. Which is the stock exchange that has entered into a MOU with Department of Post? It is Bombay Stock Exchange, BSE. Then next, which Indian state became the first in the country to launch Mahacrime OS AI platform for cybercrime investigation in December? So this platform was launched by Maharashtra in order to dive into the cybercrime investigation, and this platform has been built on Microsoft Azure, OpenAI service, and Microsoft Foundry. Next, identify the name. Next is identify the name of India's first indigenous 64-bit dual-core microprocessor unveiled in December to strengthen the country's self-reliant semiconductor ecosystem. It is Dhruv 64. Important question again. There is a high chance of this question being asked in your exam, students. Then next is name the institution that was designated as India's first Yoga Ayurveda focused cluster center under Gyan Bharatam mission in December. So name that institution. It is University of Patanjali. Next, identify the organization that launched India's first AI driven community screening program for diabetic retinopathy in December. So identify that organization. It is Armed Forces Medical Services. Then next, where did the National Highways Authority of India launched India's first wildlife safe road on National Highway 45 in December, aimed at reducing animal vehicle collision in ecological sensitive zones. So where did NHAI launch this first wildlife safe road on National Highway 45? This National Highway 45 is located in Madhya Pradesh. Next, what is the deadline set by the TRAI, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, for Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India's regulated entities to adopt 1600 series phone number for the services and transaction calls here. That means all the calls related to 1600 will be related to the insurance companies now, correct? And the deadline set by TRAI to adopt all the insurance companies and asked IRDI to make sure that all the regulated entities adopt this 1600 phone number. It will be starting from 15th of January 2026 onwards, so that the customers can easily identify the legitimate calls from the fraud calls that we, or the scam calls that we receive on day-to-day basis. Next is Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has launched a digital module in December to enable Indian companies to generate online sponsorship letters for dash category visas. It was for Electronic Production Investment Business visa, that is EB4 visa category.